being equal, it should be a short meeting. You all have the agenda.
It was the
First,
shortest agenda I can ever remember, I think.
yeah, we didn't put much on it, and I tried to really pare back the old and new business too. Some of that stuff's redundant, but the thing is, the first thing we have is the minutes from the January 27th board meeting. Um, does anybody have any comments, additions, deletions, what have you regarding those board minutes?
Nope.
I do not. And Mike wasn't here, so he doesn't know what those,
I couldn't talk about it if I wanted to. Again, my apologies, but like I said, I've been in a
well, that's all right. But
state
we'll
of flux in some
at this
sense.
point, we will need your vote. So, okay, so there's no changes. So I'll ask for a motion to accept the meeting, the board meeting minutes as they are with no changes. Do I have that motion?
I'll move it.
Okay, in a second.
Second.
Okay, so I'll call the vote. Bob,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes,
I'll say yes as well. So Linda,
I'll say yes.
Good.
Chair.
we need Jason's vote.
oh, Jason, I don't see you, Jason. So Jason, you get a chance to vote. And you said,
He
did
said
you
yes,
second
I'll
it?
vote too.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It's unanimous. Let's just say that. I'm a little thrown off when I don't see your face, Jason, but
All
that's,
right, for the best.
I see, I guess there's an arrow
see
there
his
that
face.
I can make a note here, mental note. I'm tired too. But anyway, the next thing on the agenda was this late breaking water relief for C0610. You might have seen some back and forth on the email on that between some of us. And so the history, and Linda did look up the history. There's considerable amount of late payments, and it's not anything new. And we can talk about it. I guess I'll just say my 2 cents on it is that without a repair or something that was broken and had to be fixed and proof of repair, there really is no way our relief requirements touch on repair and proof of repair, and that's not an issue here. I don't think there's any really reason that we should be offering relief on this. That'd be my opinion.
What was it the penalties he wanted relief from?
He
He
hasn't paid
wants
his the last 3 quarters.
Yeah.
He told Sandy he never got the bills. But if he didn't get them, they would have come back here as undeliverable or something. And so that, anyway, but that's the last 3 quarters. No repair was needed because, but anyway, that's the story that we got.
This doesn't sound like it applies at all. I mean, you see your bill, there's the bill. After a certain date, you pay the penalty date.
Right.
Water relief is for issues that are unforeseen or
Right. And the
I'm
other
not
thing,
sure
which
it applies.
Charlie didn't mention, but, and then Nate addressed this, and I was aware of it too. In the news, there's something about utility relief, but it's only for homeowners. It doesn't have anything to do with a business like this. So that wouldn't apply.
And,
COVID
and
relief.
I'm reading that right. His bill is up to $5,807, right?
$807, yes.
Yeah,
And
well, they're a big
done this
water
in the
user. They're a
past,
big
too,
water
right?
user.
That's the 3 quarters and penalties for 2 quarters.
But he's done this in the past where it's run up into the multi-thousands, and then eventually he catches it up.
Well, usually it's not, I mean,
His bill
I
usually
just
is a couple thousand.
Yeah.
yeah,
like people.
This-
yeah.
the
I don't know if he's let
600
it, I don't know if he's let it go this long before, but you're right.
Not
the
since
$600 of relief he's asking for, am I correct, is a reflection of just the penalties that he's
Bingo.
saying.
Yes.
That's not even applicable.
It's not a
I don't know how that's
doesn't-
even applicable.
It doesn't meet the requirements.
Yeah. I mean, if you're late paying your bill, you're going to pay a little bit larger bill. And if you keep doing that, it's going to be a problem.
Not to mention, we protocolized our how we're doing the water relief.
right?
Or
You'd
even
be
around-
setting a precedent also if you were to give it for others to say the same thing.
Right, exactly. It'd be just a,
Yeah.
favor, doing a favor.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement, but I guess I'll call for a motion to just deny the request. If somebody wants to do that.
I'll move it.
Okay, a second?
Second,
Okay, we got a second. So I'll call the vote. Jason,
yes,
Bob,
Yes,
Mike.
Yes.
Okay, and I will say yes, we will not approve the request.
And,
So
and
that,
again, if we could help, I think we would help. We
Sure.
can't. It just
No,
doesn't apply.
we can't, and in a way, it penalizes all the other users. But that's enough on that, I guess. That's done. Okay, now, there being no other specific items except the general old and new businesses, I'll ask if anybody has any comments on any old business. That being the case, of course, the mayor always has something, but I'll try to keep it short. I will just reiterate briefly that we still have the ZBA vacancy. We talk about that all the time. So that's enough on that. The our grant situations are really heating up. We've got opportunities, and we're hearing about more. As I mentioned last couple meetings ago, the various purse strings are opening up. Not all of them, but when you find out they're open, we want to jump in. And one being the micro enterprise thing, and it looks like pretty good chance we'll go forward on that. Um, I've connected with Linda Armstrong at Toma and with Lindsay Gilligan, who was trying to get her business going. And Lindsay has volunteered to pulse the community, the people that originally were interested, and whether there's more people. And we're going to run a few things going. The program's been changed. We're waiting for more information coming through. But basically, all I'm going to say tonight is that looks fairly likely that we will be going forward with Village pursuing that. And that's the one, and you may remember I said they're rolling grants. It's that one of the things that's changed. They will accept rolling applications throughout 21. The other things are heating up with the LWRP. We've had a couple different Zoom meetings. We've talked with the Department of State on Zoom. We've talked with the Toma. Lucas Rayleigh is the project manager. He's reached out to the people that answered Jason's posting on the Facebook for people who were interested in that committee, and we've got a few more names that have popped up, and I gave them to Lucas. It includes Bob Gardner over from the Legion, and also Lindsay Gilligan said she'd be interested as well. So if we get any more names, I'll forward them to Lucas. But what he's doing is reaching out and confirming that they're interested in seeing what kind of common time would be good for them to meet. There wouldn't be that many meetings. It wouldn't be every week, every 2 weeks. It'd be periodic. And but he wants to, and we know somebody not necessarily going to make all the meetings, but it's not a requirement you do that. We just want to have good representation. So that's going well. That's it on old business. New business. Do any of you have new business?
Whatever came of the email of Linda with Charlie Slack with the snow up on Main Street. Did you see that email?
Yeah, basically, we
We
forwarded
responded.
it to
Yeah.
Ken, and
Okay.
Ken and Dave will follow up and do what we need to do with that.
Yeah, Charlie's had a bunch of things, but that one was, we could respond immediately that we're addressing it because he's absolutely correct. There is, village regulation that property owners are responsible for the sidewalk, and he's absolutely correct.
He walks early in the morning every day.
Yeah.
He uses those
Up
sites
and down Main Street, yeah, yeah.
and up
Yeah.
Route 11 and
Oh, does he? Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And as I was
he used to
saying,
go to the diner for breakfast and stuff.
is
The
Linda,
the snowstorm in December was just so unprecedented that there's still remnants around here even of
right,
spots that are less moved than others, let's just say.
Because
Right.
it's still frozen like a rock.
well, as we all
Yeah, there's
know,
parts you can't even move, yeah.
with snow, if you don't get right on it, and then you have these freeze thaw cycles. Okay, it's snow, then it turns mushy, and then it freezes. It's hard ice. It gets
Hmm.
harder and harder, next to impossible to remove. So
Yeah.
that's just the way it goes. But yeah, um, we'll see what the code department makes of it because it's
Okay,
we chartered them to do it.
just wondered.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
good
our
question.
purview to follow up. So.
Okay.
Dave Conklin will be here this weekend.
Yeah, incidentally, he hasn't been doing some of that because he's the code guy that does the inspections and keep an eye on. He had COVID for 3 weeks. He was out.
Mm.
He just came back to work Monday at the town of Union, so he's been out. I talked to Ken Monday night when we just before our budget meeting, but he's back in the saddle now. I guess he's feeling okay at this point. Um, anybody else have a new business to report? I have a few. Speaking of LWRP, now Broome County has been awarded their countywide LWRP, and the the consultant working with Broome County is a company called Bergman, and a lady from Bergman reached out to me. She wanted to coordinate with me and with our consultant Toma. And I talked to Rich up there, and I said I don't really need to be involved. We haven't really gotten too deep yet, and he's aware of Bergman. And the thing with Bergman, they also do engineering and architecture work. They may be interested in bidding on part of our construction down there for the actual work. So, but anyway, I'm trying to set up a meeting between Bergman and Toma to discuss where the LWRPs joined together. Because back in the day when I worked on the county LWR, a lot of that stuff up in this neck of the woods was river trails. Um, and that I suspect coming up from the Shenango Forks, that's what their LWRP will be. If it follows the template that we made 10 years ago, that's what it would be, and it would might not be too complicated to tie into ours. But also above Whitney Point up to Little York, there's another LWRP for the Tyopneoga River, and Toma is the consultant for that. The Jamie Reppert for the Department of State is the state project manager for all three of those. So these will all tie together. And then in between, we've got the new bridge coming in one of these days. But so that's all good stuff. We've got solid interest right now for the advisory committee, and I'll engineer this meeting between the two consultants and keep you posted. More the LWRP stuff is pretty exciting opportunity for everybody around here. But another one which has popped up, I mentioned it briefly, I think, in our budget meeting Monday. We're a clean energy community since we put in the LED streetlights and got credit for that. NYSERDA has just opened up another pot of gold. $800,000 are available in our region. I talked to Terry Carroll, the regional coordinator. He lives in Trumansburg, and had a nice chat with him. And uh, we're eligible for some of this money. Um, he's going to get back to me with some details, and also NYSERDA is supposed to be getting back to me with some details. What we're looking at are two projects that we know of that we've identified. One is to replace the furnace in the village garage. Scott had said that's got to be replaced anyway, and this will be an energy saving thing, and we could that would fit right in the the project, the NYSERDA guidelines. The other one, which we've talked about briefly, is putting in solar panels on top of the water treatment plant, on top of the sewer plant, to get our energy from those solar panels, because we're using, and you saw it in the budget presentation the other night, we're using many thousands of dollars for electricity to run that plant. If we could get a cheaper source, i.e. the solar panels, it would save us a lot of money. It'd be helpful to get a grant to get going on those panels, because that will be more expensive than the furnace. So stay tuned for details on those two projects. So I got more emails today and a couple phone calls yesterday from other opportunities that might be popping up, but there's nothing worth. Some of them we're not that interested in. Somebody forwarded me indication that the National Fish and Wildlife Federation has opened up grants and funding, and we can go get grants to improve our local streams for trout, but it really doesn't fit in the village here, so we won't be doing that. But anyway, the point being that if we keep our eyes and ears open and do our due diligence, we can get some of these things, and we've already started to. So that's the big news there. That's all I have for new business. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Our next budget meeting will not be, we're running them on Monday nights, Mike, and that they won't be next Monday though. The 15th is out because of how
It's the 22nd.
the 22nd.
Yeah.
So if you can make it, that would be that'd be nice.
Okay.
We probably will have, well, we're going to have at least one, maybe two public hearings on March 10th, right, Linda?
Yes.
Okay.
One will be the sewer debt and one will be this micro enterprise grant.
Yeah, the micro enterprise is a 70. We might have that the next month or something, but if we get it out of the way, we get it out of the way. So we're trying to line up all these dominoes and get them going.
We open the bids for refuge on the 24th at our next meeting. So
Yes, and we're keeping our fingers crossed because Jason and Bob heard this, but Mike, Linda expects it'll be quite a bit higher than it has been. It's currently 85,000 a year. She expects at least 1.25. So.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So, and the sewer fund is hurting for money already. Well, this is not sewer, but the sewer fund is hurting for money. That's another issue. But we're getting we may get more than the three typical bids. There's other people that have asked anyway. So we'll see what comes in.
Okay.
We're opening them on the 24th. Well, at our next meeting.
Yep.
In 2 weeks. That's it. So I said it looked like a short meeting. I think it is. So unless there's any other comments, we want to chew the fat. You got something, Bob?
Yeah, I got my second shot yesterday, so
Oh, good.
I'm
Congrats.
feeling a little punky today, but
That's all
other
right.
than that, I'm thrilled.
Well, I
That
think
second one I'm
I
going.
told you, my wife and I we're getting our first shot Friday. So you feel all right from that, or you little?
Feel pretty good.
Okay.
A little headache today. I
Yeah,
took
well-
a nap this afternoon. I just felt
So
exhausted.
I guess it's not unusual with that second shot.
that, from what I've been told, is that means that it's working in your system.
Yeah,
All right, good. Congratulations.
yeah, thanks.
I take mom next week for her second shot also, Bob.
Oh, good.
Okay. Well,
So Mike,
We're getting
please
there.
greet everybody at school for me, will you?
I will, Bob. Take care. Yeah, I will. My mom